The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Into the lane and just gets the roll.
Wow.
A Q Media Group production.
And the serve just clears the top of the net. Played by the Bombers.
Local high school sports. Also available for free on the WCMP mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
He's got a lot of room to run, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hermantown High School, where we have Section 7 AA semifinal action coming your way here in just about 17 minutes. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilmy. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman is how it's said, and I will be bringing you the call from tonight's semifinal action between the Crosby-Ironton Rangers and your Rush City Tigers. I am, per usual, excited to be out here to call this game this evening. It is going to be a good one. It is going to be a battle. And, well, unfortunately for Rush City, they're going to have to do it without one of their top players. But, hey, that is what the next man mentality, or woman in this case, mentality is all about. It is about that next young lady stepping up and coming in and really starting where the other player left off. And I think Rush City can do that. Obviously, they will. That'll hurt them. We'll get into that a little bit later, but first, I just want to thank all of you who tuned in here this evening. Made the trip up to Hermantown. If you did, well, that is awesome as well. Rush City, they love to come up. This has become a second home for the Tigers the last handful of years because they are here seemingly almost every year the last handful of years, and they are trying to get back to the section championship here this. Well, a win would put them in it, and that would happen on Saturday evening. So Rush City playing against Crosby-Ironton, a team in which, well, they lost to earlier in the year. So we'll see how they can fare here this evening against the Rangers of Crosby-Ironton. We're in the Here's the Pitch pregame show. Here's the Pitch in North Branch is the area's premier indoor training facility. They've got fast pitch, slow pitch, or baseball batting cages. You can tune up your swing at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. We're going to take care of some business and hear word from some of our fine sponsors on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go. Take two.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
All right, guys, when you get into the end zone, I want a big celebration. Maybe the gritty?
Nah, the Dirty Bird.
Ready, break.
There are plenty of different celebrations after a touchdown. When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are also choices. Find guidance from the professionals at Methvin Funeral Homes, church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, or even cremation. Methvin has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methvin Funeral Services in Mora, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
A jewelry store.
Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada.
A pawn shop.
Nada. Another Man's Treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another Man's Treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance, and is found at Caswell Cycle in Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit CFMotoUSA.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350, Anthem Country. We're here in Hermantown, Minnesota, at Hermantown High School for this Section 7 AA semifinal game between the Crosby-Ironton Rangers and your Rush City Tigers. I'm really excited for this game. It's going to be a battle. It is going to be a battle, but I'm really excited to be back up here at Hermantown. We have been here the last, again, handful of years covering Rush City. We've also, I think there's been a couple of other teams that have been here as well, but Rush City has kind of been the mainstay here at Hermantown High School for this semi and championship games up here, and they're hoping to do that once again this year. Before we go too far into talking about this game, I want to try and get an update from Matamidi, where our very own morning show host on 100.9 FM, Joshua Miron, is at, where he is covering the Chisago Lakes section championship game against Matamidi. So we're going to try and get an A&W hometown handoff with our very own Joshua Miron, our morning show host, over on 100.9 FM. Now, he is in the middle of his game, so as I break to go to the A&W handoff, he may not know, so we're just going to hear how that game is going. Your hometown handoff is brought to you by A&W in Pine City. Craving a classic stop-in for a frosty mug of their famous root beer, pair it with a juicy cheeseburger or savory mushroom and Swiss. A&W in Pine City. Taste the tradition. So we are going to go check in live in Matamidi.
So 9-6. Zephyrs on the serve. That's going to just barely get over the net. Anderson going to push it out here to the back. Dug back up here by the Zephyrs. Now that one's going to drop up off the hand, unfortunately, of the Wildcats. Point for the Zephyrs, up 10-6. We're here, by the way, if you're joining us here in the hometown handoff. Thank you, Game Day Gilman. We're in set 3 of this Wildcat versus Zephyrs Matamidi, and it is 10-6 in set 3, but we're tied 1-1. Make that 11-6. Great first start there for the Zephyrs as they won set 1 by a lot, but the Wildcats won an exciting set 2. And now in set 3, Zephyrs have the early 5-point lead, 11-6, and they are back to serve. Serve back middle. Dug up here.
Well, thank you so much to Joshua Miron for that hometown handoff here on WCMP. Brought to you by A&W in Pine City. They have that root beer float, juicy cheeseburger, mushroom and Swiss, plus those amazing cheese curds waiting for you. A&W is rooting for the athletes here playing tonight. Thank you again to Joshua Miron for that A&W hometown handoff as he is over there again in Matamidi for that Chisago Lakes Section Championship game against the Zephyrs. Meanwhile, here in our game, Rush City taking on Crosby-Ironton. This not the first time these two teams have met this season. This will be the second time, but this time there is so much more on the line. Crosby-Ironton finished 19-5 on the regular season, 9-1 in section play, and they were, again, in their conference, which was the Great River Conference, believe it or not, section conference champions at 9-0 because they beat Rush City. Now, it started off really good for the Rangers, and I mean really good, winning 6 of their first 7 games to start the season. The only loss they had was to Winona Cotter. Then they went into a tournament that they hosted and went 3-1, losing to only Swanville. Then out of that, it was a tough stretch for the next 4 games. It was win-loss, win-loss. Win against Mille Lacs, lost to Hill City Northland, beat Rush City in 5 sets, lost to Pine River Bacchus 3-0, and then won their next 2 against Moore and Ogilvie. Then they went to an ESCO tournament where they fared pretty well. Again, going 3-1, losing to only ESCO. Then they wrapped up the regular season with 2 wins, 1 at home, 1 on the road. They beat Pine City at home and then beat East Central on the road. They won their first round matchup against 2 Harbors, the Agates, 3-1 at home. So that is how they got to this position at Hermantown for this section semifinal. Looking at that Rush City game, that is one where I don't want to say that, Rush City didn't play their best, but Rush City is so good. When they lose, it's almost a surprise, and I hate saying that because, losing comes with playing, unfortunately. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. But for Rush City in that game, they had to battle back. They won the first set by 2, but then the next 2 sets they lost 25-21. They came back in the fourth set to win it, 25-22, to push it to a fifth. But Crosby-Ironton came out on top, 15-11. So for Rush City, they're looking for some revenge here tonight. Now, I will say this. You can look for revenge all you want, but if you're playing for revenge, sometimes that can work against you. So if I am the Rush City Tigers, yes, obviously you want some revenge. You want to get back at the team who you lost to, who actually eventually wound up winning the conference for the first time in a handful of years, beating you for the conference crown. Yes, you want to do all that, but you can't go out of your way to play revenge ball. You have to continue to play Rush City volleyball and not worry about the revenge. And I know it sounds weird, and I know it may sound like not so much counterintuitive, but it may sound like I'm being a hypocrite when I say that. Because, yes, you want the revenge, but you can't be playing this as a revenge game. You have to be playing this as, hey, this is win or go home, and we have to play better than we have all year long. I was talking a little bit pregame with Adam Hefty. He's not here, unfortunately, but he is at home, and him and I were texting, and we talked about it. This team is so good to where they're in the top 10% of the state, and maybe even the top 5. Heck, maybe even the top 2. But they're now in the part of the playoffs where they're playing the top other 2%, 3%, 10% of the section. So it's not like that they're playing, maybe some teams who aren't having years that they would like. This is now the last, we're down to now the last 3 teams in this section, and you want to be one of the last 2. And so does Crosby-Ironton. And Crosby-Ironton also has that I can't think of the word. My goodness, I'm lost for words. That doesn't happen a lot. But they have that advantage, there it is, over you where they beat you during the regular season. And they beat you 3-2. And if you're Rush City, this, again, I don't want to overstate it, but you have to play this game as if it is win or go home and not a revenge game. And now, Coach T. Lander is going to have his team in the best spot possible ready for this game. There's no doubt in my mind. But this is a young team, so they just need to make sure that they're not playing for revenge. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Rush City Tigers and their season and then what they need to do tonight to get the victory. After a word from our fine sponsors, we're going to take another commercial break, but when we come back, we'll talk more about the Rush City Tigers and how they've done this season. Back in a couple minutes after a word from our fine sponsors on Anthem Country WCMP.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
Mille Lacs Health System has been standing in partnership with their patients for over 65 years. Their mission is to assist those residing in and visiting the Mille Lacs area in achieving and maintaining optimal health. Mille Lacs Health System providing urgent care and emergency services on their main campus in Onamia and family medical care in Onamia, Isle, Hillman, and Garrison. They salute the youth in the communities they serve and wish them good health and good luck.
Back here on the Here's the Pitch pregame show at Here's the Pitch in North Branch, you can use their state-of-the-art pitching machines or bring your own pitcher to perfect next season's swing. Here's the Pitch in the Tanger Outlet Mall, North Branch. Ethan Game Day Gilman out here at Hermantown High School. The Tigers of Rush City, our hometown team, taking on the Crosby-Ironton Rangers, again, a team that they lost to during the regular season in 5 sets. They're hoping it's a little bit of a different story here tonight. In case you're just joining us, I mentioned it before, but the Tigers need to make sure that they're playing this game as if it is a win or go home, which it is, and not be playing as if it's a revenge match. I know they want revenge, and they're going to try and get it, and they should, but they have to play this game as if it is the win or go home game that it is. Because if you play for a revenge match, now that could wind up hurting you in the long run, because then you're not playing Rush City Volleyball. You're trying to overplay or maybe, I don't want to say underplay, but in a way you wind up underplaying yourself because you're trying to do something that isn't the program way of playing volleyball. But moving off of that, looking at the Tigers season, they finished as the number 2 seed in the subsection 1. They finished with a record of 24-4 on the season. Again, the couple losses that they had, one was to East Grand Forks, the other was to Albany, and then the next was to Providence Academy, before losing that 4th and final game where they lost to Crosby-Ironton in 5. But since then, well, it's been pretty darn good. They have obviously won their last, well, let's count about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They won their last 12 so far. And up to this point, after that Crosby game, they've only lost 1 set. That was to Mille Lacs. So after that Crosby game, after losing 3-2, they have not lost a set except to Mille Lacs. It has been an incredible run for the Tigers to begin this playoff run. But, I mean, it's not just that. It's the fact that after that loss, they basically turned around and said, you know what, this isn't going to happen again, and they went on this nice run. Now, there is still a lot of work to do tonight. This is Crosby-Ironton. This is the team that beat them just at the end of September, about a month ago, just over a month ago now. So both teams obviously have improved. Both teams have gone through a little bit of a change during this season, but the Tigers have their hands full this evening, but so do the Rangers of Crosby-Ironton, who have to play this Rush City squad who's got, again, revenge on their minds. We're going to be set for First Serve here in just a little bit. So one more commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll have First Serve here on WCMP after our starting lineups are announced here in Hermantown. Back after word from our fine sponsors.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are I-CAR and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us. Can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for the season.
Hey guys, you gonna finally let me in on the big hunt this year?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Honey, there's a lot of preparation that goes into hunting.
Preparation, huh? Like
Getting to almost yours gun and pun and Mora so I can have the right gun, scope, blind, and stand? And no matter what caliber I'm shooting,
Bob always has the right ammo.
Ha, thanks, boys. I went to Almost Yours Gun and Pawn. They have everything a hunter needs to be prepared.
Okay. I do love Almost Yours Gun and Pawn.
907 Union Street, Mora.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Back here on WCMP, we're just about set for first serve. Now, I did mention before during the pregame that the Tigers would be without one of their top players. That top player is sadly Natalie Rude, who has her knee wrapped up, and it looks like a knee. I'm not going to speculate. I don't like talking about injuries, especially with young athletes. I like to leave it alone, but I think it is worth noting that she will not be playing, I'm guessing, for obviously tonight and no matter what, the remainder of this playoff run for Rush City, whether they win or lose tonight. So for the Tigers, they are without their setter, probably one of the best in the state, especially in Class AA, that's for sure, in Natalie Rude. So for the Tigers, they are without Natalie Rude here tonight. I just think that is worth noting. In her place, we'll talk about that in a moment. Starting lineups for the Rangers will be number 2, junior Cameron Armbrust. Then another junior, number 3, Veronica Millsop. Senior number 4, Sammy Hatchie. Senior number 5, Ava Bordage. Senior number 6, Lucy Lewandowski. And a sophomore number 7, Emma Anderson. Their libero will be Malaya Vignieri. I hope that's right. For your Tigers, it will be number 3, Abby Thielander, number 4, Paige Wiener, number 33, libero Riley Zeltinger, number 7, Clara Neeson, number 8, Kendra Heinz, number 9, Ellie Thielander, and number 20, Shania Anderson will be the young lady who is in for Natalie Rude here tonight. I got too many names going through my head. I've done way too many games. That's a lie. I can't do enough. I love doing games, whether it's playoffs, regular season. I love being able to be out here. Shania Anderson will start it off with the serve for Rush City. And this Section 7 AA semifinal game is underway as the serve, well, that's not how you want to start, goes long. Well, a mistake, and both teams are going to be, playing the jitters off here, as this is, again, a Section semifinal game. So some jitters here for both sides, as this serve is going to get over Anderson. Not a clean dig there for Rush City. It's going to be an ace that time for Cameron Armbrust. And so Crosby on top, 2-0. Here's another serve. It gets over, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Anderson on the far side gets it to Abby Thielander. That is in, and a beautiful kill for Abby Thielander. Well, that's how you start it. Now they're only down by 1. So Abby Thielander will ready her serve. And it's over. Dug up on that far side by Hatchie. Up towards this near side of the net. Anderson is there with the dig. Thielander sets, and looking for the kill is Clara Neeson, and Neeson's going to get it and tie it up. Neeson with the kill to even this one up at 2 apiece. And there's the ball, getting back to Abby Thielander. Abby Thielander has been starting what seems like her whole life for this team. I believe she started as an 8th grader, and now an ace for Abby Thielander. It was dug up, but then pushed out of bounds. Yeah, Abby Thielander has been played some varsity minutes as an 8th grader. Then 2 years ago as a freshman, really got things going for herself. Had a lot of valuable minutes, and then last year was a mainstay starter. So she's been playing varsity for what seems like forever. Now, meanwhile, this serve by Thielander is going to go long. Talk about the announcer's jinx right there in effect. Now serving for the Rangers is Hatchie. It's dug up by Zeltinger. Pushed up, and Ellie Thielander just gets it over the net. Down for the kill for Ellie Thielander. Ellie Thielander gets in there and Out is Paige Wiener. In comes Kendra Heinz. Kendra Heinz go to the front row, and now back to serve will be Riley Zeltinger. And her serve is up, and it is over, dug up on that back line by Hatchie towards the far side, and out. Good awareness there by Rush City to let that one go on the hit from Hatchie, and it's 5-3. Zeltinger readies. Here's another serve. It's over, dug up by the libero Vignieri, and hit over. Set by Anderson, and tapped across by Neeson. Dug up by the Rangers. Now on the far side, they'll look to just push it back over, but a miss hit there on the push over. It kind of rolled in her fingertips and allowed it to stay on their side of the net, so it makes it 6-3 Tigers. And the serve from Zeltinger is over. Dug up there by Hatchie on this near side. I thought that got into the net. Yeah, it did. So that'll be 4 hits. It was not blocked. It was hit into the net. That top ribbon on the net kept it from going over. And those are so hard to tell because it goes so hard into the net. It almost pushes it into the block of the hand. And it almost looks like it's blocked, but that one was not. And now the serve from Zeltinger hits the top ribbon and does not roll over, stays on the Tigers side of the net. And that makes it 7-4. Now a serve here from Millsop of the Rangers. Dug up on the back line by Abby Thielander. Ellie Thielander looking for the kill. A diving dig, but it pushes it out of play. And a kill for Ellie Thielander. Ellie Thielander, ladies and gentlemen, only a freshman, so much like her sister, getting some valuable playing time here as a starter in her freshman season. Now checking in, Addison Antonsen, part of that softball team that has been so close the last few years. Back serving is Clara Neeson. And her serve is to the back line, dug up by Millsop, right towards the middle of the net. It is hit out, and it goes long. That makes it 9-4. At least it should. There we go. Serve now by Neeson. And Neeson's serve is again to the back line, right to Millsop once again on this near side. And it's hit, dug up on the back line, Neeson, Antonsen, and Ellie Thielander bumps it over. Dug up by the Rangers. This is going to be tough to get over. They push it to the far side. Ellie Thielander is there, set by Antonsen. Ellie Thielander hits the antenna. That's an unfortunate thing that happened there for Ellie as she swung, and it went right into that antenna. That's a hard angle because she was almost at the referee's ladder over on that far side, so that's a tough hit for her, but her sister, Abby, right there to console her and let her know, hey, don't worry about it. Let's move on. 9-5. And the serve now for Emma Anderson. The sophomore Anderson serve is over. Ellie Thielander is there. Antonsen sets for Abby Thielander into the net. Rare mistake there from Ellie Thielander. And that's something you don't see a lot from this team is a lot of, obviously mistakes happen, so you will see mistakes, but the one thing that doesn't happen real often that I meant was the fact that you'll see a mistake twice in a row. Just something they don't really do. Now punched over by Kendra Heinz. Just did get that one over, and then Crosby-Ironton. 2 players go after it on that third hit to try and bump it over, but it is unsuccessful, and it stays on their side 10-6. Ellie Thielander back to serve. Tigers in their blue jerseys, yellow half sleeve, yellow letters and numbers. Their libero in the white jersey, blue half sleeve with the blue letters and numbers. That just gets over the net. Ellie Thielander serve does, but it is dug up by Crosby. Now on this near side, hit back over and dug up by Neeson on the back line. Set by Antonsen. Set up for Abby Thielander off a block, but it is dug up there by Hatchie of Crosby-Ironton. On this near side, they'll look for the kill. Dug up by Neeson to the front of the net. Antonsen sets and pushed over by Heinz. What a great spot by Heinz on that kill. Kendra Heinz with a beautiful hit and a kill. Make it 11-6. Kendra Heinz pushed it to that back corner on the far side, and that was perfect placement by Heinz. Ellie Thielander with the serve. It's over right to the back middle. I believe that was Millsop, and just tapped over. Diving dig, but just couldn't get there in time, could Ellie. And it's down, so Crosby will get one back, 11-7. And back to serve. I believe that's number 6, Lucy Lewandowski. like saying that last name. It's a fun last name to say. Lewandowski serve. Oh, Neeson tried to get out of the way. It winds up being an ace, but as Neeson was trailing back for it, as she was going to go get it, she tried to duck out of the way because it was going to go long, but she was right near the back line, about 2 feet from it, and she just couldn't duck enough as it hit her shoulder and rolls out of bounds for the ace. That's just tough there for Neeson. Now they'll go on this near side. Abby Thielander with the dig. Neeson will set, and Antonsen will get it back over the net on the bump. Not a clean dig there for Crosby, but they wind up getting it, and the push over, though, is good enough for a kill. So right now, Crosby isn't so much getting a lot of big hits, but kind of just pushing it to the right spot. Do have a few mistakes from Rush as well. Dig here by Abby Thielander off the serve. Abby Thielander will get it set to her by Antonsen, but it's dug up on the back line there by Millsop. Hit over into a block, but dug up there by Zeltinger, and now Abby Thielander again, this time off a block again to the back line. Bordage up to the front. They push it over, and right in the no man's land. And no timeout going to be called here. One thing I do enjoy about Coach Thielander is he will let his team play through the adversity. He's not so quick to use these timeouts. And that's why this team, I think, has grown so much throughout the years, is because he has allowed this team to play through adversity and allowed them to learn themselves. This hit is over by Abby Thielander. Now hit back over. Diving dig by Ellie. Antonsen sets, and Abby will look for the kill, but it's dug up again by Crosby-Ironton, and they will bump it across. Antonsen there for the dig. Ellie sets, and Abby, yes! With the kill. Abby was just waiting for that one. She says, all right, come on, give it. She finally delivers, and now Heinz is back to serve. Yeah, Abby was just antsy for that one, but a great job, even while being antsy for it, still kept her composure. This serve is over by Heinz and dug up on the back line by Millsop. They'll hit it back over off a block, a diving dig there by Neeson, and Heinz will look for the kill, hit it into the net. So Heinz back out, in comes Zeltinger, and Crosby libero, Vignieri back to serve, 12-11. And this serve is over, dug up by Neeson on the middle back. Pushed over to Abby Thielander, and that is, just long. Abby just long on that one. So we're tied at 12. About midway through this one. This serve is over on the far sideline. Thielander with the dig, set by Neeson. Abby Thielander will look for the correct spot, but it's dug up by Vignieri. Now on this near side, they'll look for the kill, and just out of place, was Ellie Thielander. Just a step behind that one. She was in the right vicinity, but she was just a step behind it. She got a late read on it and couldn't quite react in time. And now the Rangers have their first lead, 13-12. This is dug up by Ellie Thielander. Antonsen sets. Abby Thielander will have to push it across. The net is the friend that time as it goes off the net and gets down. It was dug, but it didn't stay alive for long. So Thielander will get her third kill. And Anderson out in is Shania Anderson. Anderson is only a sophomore. Anderson a junior. It's a young team. No seniors, 3 juniors, bunch of sophomores, and 2 freshmen. That's how this team looks, and it is impressive. Serve is over and dug up by Crosby. Now pushed back over. Neeson is there. Anderson sets. Neeson off a block and somehow dug up by Crosby. Blocked at the net and pushed back over by Paige Wiener for the kill. Nice job there by Paige Wiener. Very aware of where that ball was at, and right at the middle of the net just said, hey, stay on that side, please. So she'll get her first kill of the evening, 14-13. And here's the serve from Anderson. It floats to the back line, but it is just dug up by Crosby. Now to the front of the net off a block and out. So off the block from the Tigers, and that sends it sailing. Tied up at 14. Here's the serve over, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Anderson will set. Abby Thielander off the block. Ellie is there. Abby hits it back over, but out of bounds. Really good block there by Crosby-Ironton. And really good reaction by Ellie Thielander off the block to get the dig, but Abby just couldn't quite keep it in play. The serve is over. Ellie is there. Neeson will set, and Abby has to readjust. Hits it into the net. Well, we'll probably see a timeout here soon if the Tigers give up another point. Just mistakes now. That is really the main reason why they are trailing. Not a clean dig. Set is okay, but Abby just has to get this one back over. This is over and dug up by Ellie Thielander. Does wind up crossing the net. Pushed it back on the dig and bumped over by Crosby-Ironton. Dug up by Ellie Thielander. At the front of the net, Paige Wiener. Out. Man. Correct spot for that hit by Wiener. Just a little bit. Whoa, wait a minute. According to the, okay, they just missed this. Okay, 17-14. Serve is over. Dug up by Zeltinger. Anderson sets. Abby Thielander readjusts and gets it back. Dug up by Crosby to the front of the net. Nobody there. Bad miscommunication there for Crosby-Ironton. And it's 17-15. So the Tigers need to capitalize off that miscommunication. They're down by 2 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. They have 3 locations: Pine City, Lynchburg, and Cambridge. Serve here by Abby Thielander. It's going to be an ace. Well, they needed that. Her second of the evening. Herself, she has just as many aces as the team for Crosby-Ironton right now. Although in the first set, but still pretty impressive. That one's going to hit the net. Yeah, you could tell that one, she just got on top of a little bit. When I was watching it, you could tell she got up, and her routine was good, but she just got on top of the ball a little too much. And now the serve from Crosby, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Anderson sets for Wiener. Through the block, Paige Wiener. I've been really impressed with Paige Wiener. I got to see her play last year. She transferred schools here to Rush, and the growth that she has made from her freshman year to her sophomore year has been impressive. I was really impressed with her as a freshman too, and she has grown. And it's nice to see this entire Rush City team just growing, especially being so young. It is just past Zeltinger, and that makes it 19-17. Early on for Crosby, there was really no hits that were like, oh, wow, that's impressive. It was all just kind of more or less mistakes from Rush City. But now, as of late, we've seen a couple of decent, strong hits here. This serve is over. That is Abby Thielander with the dig, and Ellie looks for a cross-court hit. Beautiful job. That is just about perfect there by Ellie Thielander. I mean, you can almost do no better than that. Anderson will check in for Anderson as Neeson will go back to serve for the Tigers. Really good hit there by Ellie Thielander, again at an awkward angle. This serve is over, dug up by Millsop on the back line for Crosby at an awkward angle, and it's dug up on the back line by Neeson. Antonsen sets for Ellie Thielander, bumps it over. A diving dig by Crosby will just keep it alive, and they'll have to bump it back over. Dug up there by Abby Thielander. Antonsen sets for Ellie again. Really good job by Ellie Thielander for the kill. Well, Ellie Thielander now leads the team with 4 kills, and not only that, more importantly, she now gets her team back tied at 19 apiece. Neeson with the serve. It's over. Dug up on the back line. And nearly hitting the divider. They have to push it over. We're going to get a double hit here on Crosby-Ironton. And that will make it 20-19 Rush City. Crosby in their white jerseys. The maroon letters and numbers with the maroon side stripe starting at the bottom of the jersey going to the top. Their libero will wear the black jersey, white letters and numbers, and the white stripe on the side of the jersey. Serve is just over by Neeson, dug up on the back line by Millsop. They'll set it up near side. They tap it over, dug up by Neeson, though. Antonsen sets for Heinz, and again, Heinz, just a beautiful job knowing exactly where to go with that one. Perfect placement in that back far side corner, and it's 21-19 and a timeout here by Crosby-Ironton, and while they take one, we will as well. Back after 30 seconds on WCMP.
The Classic Edge HDX from Central Boiler is the outdoor wood furnace for you. This furnace can heat anything, your house, shop, greenhouse, even a pool, all with one Classic Edge HDX.
The Firestar combustion control takes all the worry and guesswork out of wood heating.
It automatically controls combustion for highest efficiency with any kind of firewood, and you can remotely monitor the furnace from anywhere.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local Central Boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
back here on WCMP 106.5 FM AM 1350. Anthem Country. Tigers currently lead here in the first, 21-19. Get you an update from Matamidi. Chisago Lakes over there battling in their section championship. A spot that Rush City is trying to get themselves to. Back out onto the court, both teams are. It's Clara Neeson still serving for the blue and yellow. Serve is over. Dug up that time by Emma Anderson to the front of the net. They'll look for the kill. Oh, it's just in. Zeltinger. Man, that's tough because the way that trajectory looked, and I'm sure it looked even harder down there, but it looked like it was going to sail. And then it just tucks in a few feet before reaching out of bounds, and now Emma Anderson will serve for the Rangers. But that serve's going to go long. Another good, really good job there by Rush City to watch that one and let it go long. Ellie Thielander is going to take that ball and go and serve. Thielander with the serve to the back line. Not a clean dig, but they'll get it set a little bit better and then push back over. Zeltinger there, and Heinz looks for the kill. Off a block, push back, and on the third hit, Crosby just does get it over. Neeson on the back line with the dig. That is Anderson with the set, and Thielander gets it through the block. So Abby Thielander with the kill, gets it through the block to make it 23-20. Now Ellie Thielander another serve. On that far sideline, Crosby just does get there, bumped and set and hit back over on the block. That was that is Antonsen. And then hit back over. Neeson on the back line. Abby Thielander off a block. Dug up there by Emma Anderson for Crosby. They'll hit it long. 24-20, set point now for the Tigers. And another timeout called here by Crosby-Ironton. We'll keep it here. I think it's so important for the Tigers to get the first set victory because that will really go along. I think, especially in the playoffs, I think the regular season is a little bit different, but I think in the playoffs it is so important to get that first set victory because I feel like it kind of sets the tone for the game because you get the win to begin the game. You're saying, hey, we're going to bring it to you. We just won the first set. Now you've got to play catch-up. I feel like that's how it goes in the playoffs, and that's how that's how it feels to me when I'm watching a game in the playoffs. Like, if you win set one, now all of a sudden you're putting the other team on their heels and saying, hey, you got to catch up to us now. Now, even though, yes, it's only one set, but I feel like the first set is so important to win, and the Tigers hope to do so out of this timeout, leading 24-20. Ellie Thielander will ready yet another serve. The freshman with the serve. It's over. Late dig there for Anderson. Still dug up and hit back over into the net. And the Tigers take set one, 25-20. So the Tigers take the first set. They lead 1-0. And we'll take commercial break. Be back after our word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Ebony.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Alicia.
Together, we're dapper and divine. Whether you're looking for bold color,
fresh cuts, or laid-back vibes,
we're all about hair that feels like you.
At Dapper and Divine, we want you to leave our salon feeling confident,
fun, and effortlessly gorgeous.
There's always room for you at Dapper and Divine. How would you like to get a brow wax for free? Mention this ad with Annie Coloring, free brow wax all month. Dapper and Divine, on the corner of Main Street, Pine City, across from the Bottle Shop.
Mom's Parkside Cafe in Pine City proudly serves breakfast skillets, scratch-made buttermilk pancakes, famous big cookies, and bread pudding with homemade caramel sauce. Enjoy home-style hot sandwiches made with real mashed potatoes and gravy. Voted Pine County's best breakfast, best lunch, and best soup and salad. This quaint cafe is owner-operated with a small-town feel. Stir in family and a sprinkle of hard work to complete the recipe for this award-winning cafe.
Order up! Mom's Parkside Cafe. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 2, and weekends, 7 till 2.
Back here during this Hones Auto Body and Glass set break here on WCMP. Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora has state-of-the-art facilities and 44-plus years of experience getting vehicles back on the road. You see that dash under the Tigers name kind of mixed in with the Tiger logo. That signifies the set victory. And the Tigers won the first set 25-20 and lead 1-0. Now, still a long game, still a lot of game ahead of them. But as I mentioned in the last time out before the Tigers won it, I feel like getting the first set victory is so very important when we're talking about playoffs, especially here in the semifinal. Again, I feel like you win the first set, you're forcing the other team to now chase. And when a team has to chase, that can lead to mistakes. And obviously mistakes lead to points for the other team. And that could lead to momentum being completely pushed to one side. And the Tigers are hoping that will be the case as they go forward. Obviously going to still be a tight game. The winner of this one will face Esco in the section championship game. Esco beat Greenway 3-0. I was here for the last set and a half of that game. Let me tell you what, that was a much closer game than 3-0. Greenway, for all intents and purposes, should have probably won the second and third set. They were up 22-20 in the second, and, well, somehow, some way, Esco came back. And then they led in the third set by, I forgot how many points it was. It was close to 10. And then Esco came back, and in extra points, they were able to win it 3-0. So a very, very good win there for Esco. But the winner of this one would face Esco in that section championship. Serve is over by Crosby-Ironton, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Abby Thielander on the far side, looking for the kill, off the dig, to the back wall. A kill for Abby Thielander to begin set 2, 1-0. Shania Anderson in for Antonsen, and Anderson will go back to serve. You'll recognize Antonson's name from the softball team. Feels like we were just in playoff softball, and I was calling her name, hitting some big doubles, and I think she even got a triple in the playoffs. It was impressive. Abby Thielander gets that one to her. We got a violation call here on Crosby-Ironton. I think they either got into the net or crossed that center line. That is what you cannot do. So it's 2-0 Rush City. Again, I'm not a volleyball aficionado. Yes, I've called volleyball games now for what seems like forever, but still learning as I go forward. This hit is over by Crosby-Ironton, dug up on the back line by Zeltinger. Abby Thielander. Oh, a side-spinning hit. It is somehow dug up and then hit into the net by Crosby-Ironton. I don't know how in the world she got that one, but wow. Over in Matamidi, the Zephyrs beat Chisago Lakes 3-1. So sadly, the Wildcat season has come to a close. But what a great game and year for Chisago Lakes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's a Shania Anderson ace on the floor. Nice job by her. Anderson, another serve. This one's to the back line again, just dug up by Vignieri. And through a block, and Anderson got a hand on it. And Zeltinger would have had a set, but just missing on the dive. It's 4-1. This serve is over by Crosby-Ironton, dug up on the back line, now pushed. It's Abby Thielander who gets her hit blocked and then hits it back over off the set from Paige Wiener. Nice job by her. This got blocked. Apparently, I wasn't sure if it was into the net or not. Anderson, dig. Zeltinger set. Wiener will hit it back over. Well, Rush City falling behind a little bit there on that one, but they get it back. Ellie Thielander with the dig now. Anderson sets for Neeson, and Neeson with the kill. That was a good back and forth, though. Man, oh, man. That was fun. I want to give a huge shout-out and thanks to Joshua Miron for calling a game here tonight. He doesn't call many for us anymore, and he doesn't need to. But I appreciate him calling the game here tonight. I appreciate him going out to Matamidi and calling that game. It means a lot. Meanwhile, the Abby T-Lander serve is dug up and pushed now over by Crosby-Ironton. Anderson will set, and Abby T-Lander will try and get it over from about midway, and Abby T-Lander gets it through a block for the kill. Make it 6-1. Tigers with the lead. Again, they are without Natalie Rude here this evening, who is injured. Won't go into more of speculation, but sadly she is injured. Another ace here this time for Abby T-Lander. Give her 3 on the evening and make it 7-1. Abby T-Lander another serve to the back line, dug up by the libero Vignieri, and it's hit over. Zeltinger there, but as she got the dig, it pushed it forward and nobody was there for Rush City. So a kill for Crosby-Ironton. Millsop will serve. It is over. Zeltinger with the dig. Abby T-Lander sets for Ellie T-Lander. Oh, and just long on that far side. They went to go cross-court hit and just long on it by about a foot. But that's the correct hit for Ellie T-Lander. She's got to go back to that one because it was wide open. Serve again. This time it will go to Ellie T-Lander with the dig. Anderson will set, and Wiener will push it back across. Dug up here by Millsop and hit back over on the block. That was Neeson with the block to make it 8-3. So Neeson gets the block. Wiener out, in comes Heinz, and Zeltinger is back to serve for the Tigers. Serve is over, dug up on the back line by Millsop to the front line, and in through the block. Neeson unable to keep it alive that time, and a kill there for Crosby-Ironton. Now, I almost got confused because we have 2 teams that have the abbreviation CI. Crosby, but also Cambridge Isani. Cambridge is our local team, so sometimes I get confused. So if you hear that, I apologize. That one is out. Ooh. I think a little too close for comfort that time. I think that's what Coach T-Lander's going to say. Hey, on that one, we're okay, but next time maybe if it's that close, let's maybe get a dig. But to be fair, they weren't really in position to get that one either, so overall, I kind of like it. Claire Neeson will go back to serve, 9-4. Neeson just does get that one over, and it's dug up by Emma Anderson. They'll set it back right towards the middle of the net on the back line. Neeson is there, and Neeson, after the set from Zeltinger, has to get up off the floor and tries to hit it back over, but just not enough on that one as it goes into the net and stays on the Tigers' side. Ava Bordage will go back to serve, one of the many seniors on this Crosby-Ironton squad. I say many, but there's only 4. But meanwhile, the serve is over, hit back by T-Lander, blocked at the net, hit back over by Antonsen, off a block now. Zeltinger is there. Antonsen will set, and mistiming the jump is Kendra Heinz, and then on the block is Crosby, and getting there was Ellie T-Lander, but I just think it was a little too quick by Crosby. 9-6. Serve now from the Rangers is over. That's Ellie T-Lander in the middle back with the dig, and she'll have to hit it back over. Dug up here by Crosby. They'll push it back over. Now they'll set it up for Ellie T-Lander. She wants a little bit of revenge, and she gets it! Ellie T-Lander with a big kill that time. Kind of waiting to square one up like that. Ellie now with 6 kills on the evening. And she will ready. She'll set up on more on the far side of the court for this serve. It is over, and it is in for the ace. Ellie T-Lander with an ace now. And not quite sure what Crosby was seeing there. I mean, I can understand why they would look at it like that, like it was going to go long, but yeah, I think they should have just went after that one. Kirsten Nixon will check in for the Rangers for the first time here this evening. And Ellie T-Lander will ready another serve to the similar spot, but this time dug up by Lewandowski. Hit back over, off a block. Abby T-Lander is there, set by Antonsen, and Heinz will have to readjust and just bump this one over. Not what they wanted. They wanted to set that one up for, I think, Abby T-Lander. Meanwhile, this hit by Crosby, dug up on the back line by Neeson. They'll push it over now for Abby T-Lander. Abby T-Lander in! Cross-court hit, and she delivers on it. And Abby T-Lander makes it 12-6. Really good hit there by Abby T-Lander. Crosby, I feel like, is kind of sitting back on too many of these, just thinking it might go long. I feel like they need to be probably a little bit more aggressive on getting some of these, keep themselves in it. Meanwhile, this one is bumped over. Well, it actually works. It shouldn't have, but it did for Crosby. They were just bumping it over to kind of reset themselves, and then nobody home for Rush City, unfortunately. So not the way you want that one to work out, and Coach T. Lander will let them know that, hey, we gotta be better than that. Serve is over, dug up by T. Lander on the far side. Antonsen sets for Heinz. Long on the far sideline. Again, another hit that is in the right spot. Good placement, just a little bit out. 12-8. Just gets over. T. Lander there with the dig. Antonsen sets. Abby T. Lander. Holy moly. I don't know how she gets that spin on it, but wow. I don't know how that was dug up by Crosby either. That one's going to go long on the hit. Make it 13-8. Rush City on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Their board-certified orthodontists are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at embracemn.com. Sound like the chef from the Muppets. Service over here by Heinz, and it's hit into the net by the Rangers, 14-8. Heinz will ready her serve. And the serve. It's over, dug up on the middle back. That time Lewandowski. They'll set up near side, and they'll just have to tap it over. Dug up again by Rush City, and Wiener through the block gets another kill. Paige Wiener, her fourth kill, of the evening. And that will force a timeout here from the Rangers. We'll be back in 30 seconds after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Stop relying on unstable energy prices and switch to self-sufficiency with the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace from Central Boiler. Heat your home, outbuildings, and provide endless hot water, all while utilizing your backyard source for renewable energy. The Classic Edge uses up to 60% less wood, which means less waste and less work. Be more comfortable for less money with the Classic Edge HDX.
Northland Boiler Sales. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP Anthem Country, 106.5 FM, AM 1350. And, of course, on our website at WCMPradio.com. Audio only, of course, due to it being playoffs. So it is audio only, with it being the playoffs. The Tigers lead 1-0. Have a 15-8 lead here in the second. Winner will play ESCO in the section championship on Saturday back here at Hermantown at 4 p.m. Here's a Heinz serve once again. The back line dug up by Vignieri. There, libero, right to the middle of the net. Blocked there by Wiener and Abby T. Lander, and it is dug up by Crosby-Ironton to Heinz, who will get the dig. Antonsen will set to the far side. T. Lander, not quite. A good dig there from Crosby. Now they'll get a chance, and it's dug up by Neeson on the dive. Antonsen keeps alive. Wiener will push it back over. Oh, no way. They're going to get a double hit on Paige Wiener. Oh, man. I can't see because I'm up on top at a good spot to broadcast from, but it just leads to a little bit of a bad eye line, so I couldn't really tell. That sucks for her because, man, what a good play. I think, ooh, was that out? No, it was not. It stays in, but Abby T. Lander arguing that there was a legal hit by Crosby. She looks to her coach, T. Lander, and he just says, nope, don't worry about it. Let's move on. Abby T. Lander will set, that was Ellie, and now Abby will push it over. Crosby looking for the kill on this near side, off a block and out of bounds. They get 15-11. So 15-11. Here's the serve. It's over. Dug up by Neeson. And Abby T. Lander. Good spot for that one, Abby T. Lander. She didn't need all of it on it. She just needed enough, and she places it very well. 16-11. Shania Anderson checks in for Antonsen, and she will go back to serve. And the serve is into the net. 16-12. Serving here is Crosby. It is over and dug up on the back line. They'll set it up for Paige Wiener. Ooh, oh, not going to get it down for the kill as it nearly goes into the divider. Anderson there, and Wiener will set for Neeson, who can't quite get it over. Man, tough couple plays here for Rush City. And the serve. Over and dug up by Rush City. And hitting it into the net again are the Tigers. Well, now a few mistakes. Seems like they're getting in their own heads now. And here's another serve from Crosby. It is not even close to out. You heard nearly the entire team calling out. It was not even close. Another serve, but this one luckily goes into the net. And the Tigers will get one back. 17-15. Serving now Abby Thielander. And on the back line, dug up by Hatchie. They'll set it up over on that far side, dug up by Anderson. And Neeson will set, and Ellie Thielander will bump it back over. Dug up by Crosby. They'll set it up on the near side through the block, and a kill. Well, you don't want to give momentum to one side or the other. But it is a kill for Crosby, and now it's 17-16. Here's the serve, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Heinz, and back over on the hit, dug up by Abby Thielander to Anderson, and Wiener will look for the kill. It's over and out. Make it 18-16. So it makes it 18-16. And here's the serve from Zeltinger. Dug up on the back line there. Millsop and hit back over. Zeltinger with the dive. Just gets over Ellie Thielander's head. 18-17. Kind of stuck in this back and forth as Rush City not where they want to be. And the hit is over, or serve rather, is over and dug up here by the Tigers. Off a block, dug up by the Rangers. Pushing it over, Zeltinger on the dive. Abby will set it up, and Anderson has to just get it back over. Blocked at the net by Abby that's Ellie and Kendra Heinz. And now they have a chance, but Heinz lifted it a little too much and sent it sailing, and it's tied at 18. Well, a good start for Rush, but since it has just been too many mistakes, and turn things around quickly here. For the Rangers, they have 4 young ladies with triple-digit kills. Hatchie leads them with 143 on the season. Ellie Thielander will look for a kill. A late dig there for Crosby, and they'll hit it over. Shania Anderson has to get it. Abby Thielander, great job just to get it, and now into the bleachers. Timeout might be needed here for Rush City. It has just been mistake after mistake. But Coach Thielander going to let him play through it. And that's one thing about this Rush City team. He's not just going to kind of give in and go, oh, well, we got to call timeout because there's some, we're reeling, or we've made a few mistakes, or we're dealing with some adversity. He's going to let his team play through, but that might cause a timeout. And yes, that will. Timeout called here by the Tigers. They trail 20-18 back after 30 seconds on WCMP.
Arrow Building Center in Siren is your leading name throughout the Midwest with trusted brands for your building supplies and services. Arrow Building Center has been providing contractors, homeowners, and do-it-yourselfers with quality products and expert service for all projects, big and small, for many decades. No matter the size of your next project, Arrow Building Center is at your service. And don't forget, free, yes, free delivery, always. Stop on by Arrow Building Center in Siren, conveniently located off Highway 70, or visit them online at abc-clc.com.
And we're back on WCMP. Tigers trail 20-18 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Their board-certified orthodontists are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Plus, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com. It's kind of just a mind game right now for Rush City. They're not playing, and they're in their heads about it a little bit. And it's kind of a mind game, like I said. They need to just get themselves out of that headspace, get back to playing fundamental Rush City volleyball, and they'll be just fine. Serve is over, dug up by Abner, tries to deliver, but it's dug up there by Hatchie on this near side through a block, and it's down. Well, not much you can do on that one. That was just a really good hit. Got to be stronger on the blocks, though. And the serve. It's over by Abby T-Lander, dug up, and Abby T-Lander, and finally, they break that spell, and they get back on the board, 21-19. Antonson will check in for Anderson. And back to serve is Clara Neeson. Here's the serve from Neeson. Ooh, just did get the dig, and Crosby will not get it over. It was not blocked. It was hit into the net, and that'll be 4 hits. So Tigers 1 point closer. Neeson with the serve. It's over on the back line, dug up by Millsop. They'll set it, and they'll have to hit it a long ways. Dug up by Zeltinger, then the set by Neeson, and Ellie T-Lander will hit it over. Dug up on the back line there by Hatchie. Now right towards the front, pushed over. Dug up by Ellie T-Lander to Antonson, who will set it for Ellie T-Lander. Off a block and dug up on the back line again by Hatchie. Tapped over. Abby T-Lander can't keep it alive. Late reaction. Just behind. And there's a sense of frustration here for Rush City in this set. I think they just need to take a breath and realize, hey, this is far from over, and we need to just get back and concentrate. Because I think now they're thinking too much. And this is a kill for Abby T-Lander off the block, make it 22-21. And when you're thinking too much, well, you're not playing smoothly. You're thinking about every move you're making, and that leads to a lot of second guessing. So the Tigers need to just take a deep breath, realize it's not over, and just come back out and not, just play. Just play volleyball. Tapped over, and Abby T-Lander's there. 2 different Tigers go after it, but somehow Kendra Heinz is going to wind up getting the kill. Well, they were behind the 8 ball on that one, but still managed to keep that play alive. And Heinz again delivers on the placement hit. I cannot say enough about how well she has done on the placements here this evening. That's the 3rd kill where, again, she's just found the open spot and delivered. Ellie T-Lander serve on that far sideline. Dug up, and now they'll have a chance. And again, off the net. So it'll be 4 hits for Crosby, and advantage back to the Tigers, 23-22 with Ellie T-Lander serving. Another serve for T-Lander on the back line. It's dug up to the front of the net, just tapping it across. Zeltinger was there, but it gets down. I feel like the Tigers are a step behind right now what Crosby's doing. The reactions are it just seems like they're just a smidge late. Just a toe late. Here's the serve, dug up by Neeson. That's Antonson, and Abby T-Lander looking to come back with one. Kept alive, and from her knees, a Crosby-Ironton player hits it across, but Abby T-Lander says, "Excuse me, that will not stay." Impressive, but this is even more impressive. Maybe not. Hitting it from your knees across the net, that's that's pretty impressive. But still a kill for Abby T-Lander, make it 24-23 set point. Here's the serve from Heinz. Dug up, and the kill just past Heinz. We're going into extra, 24 all. Cameron Armbrust will serve. And this one's over, dug up by Ellie Thielander on this near side. Antonsen will set. Abby Thielander just has to tap it over. Luckily still gets over. And the hit goes long. Point back rush, and they have set point again, 25-24. Anderson will check in for Antonsen. Anderson will go back to serve. Set point for the Tigers. And the serve is over. Dug up by Hatchie on this near side. They'll hit it across. A light hit over, but it's dug up by Abby Thielander. And Thielander, that was, I think, going long, but a dig by Vigneri keeps it alive. Then, Zeltinger there for the dig. Off the net, Abby Thielander is going to have it dug up by Crosby-Ironton. And tapped over and just over Anderson's head. It's down. For the Tigers, this is a spot where you cannot allow Crosby-Ironton to feel like they're still in it. And I feel like the longer you go, that is more advantage for Crosby. Serve is over by Crosby, dug up by Ellie Thielander. Set it up on the far side for Neeson, but it's dug up by Armbrust. And they'll tap it over. Off the net, great awareness by Neeson. Anderson keeps it alive, and Abby Thielander will have to just kind of set it over. And again, set over, blocked at the net. Thielander there, Neeson, and then Ellie Thielander with the hit. It's back over on a diving dig. Ellie Thielander set by Anderson now. And Paige Wiener with the kill. Well, Paige Wiener may not lead the team in kills here this evening, but she has come up with some clutch ones tonight. That is her 6th. And now, Abby Thielander with the serve. Set point again for the Tigers. It is over. And dug up on the far side. They hit it over. Abby Thielander digs. Anderson sets. Neeson hits it over. Crosby behind a little bit, but they do get it over. Blocked at the net. It stays in on the block. It's 27-25. Set 2 belongs to the Tigers. So the Tigers win set 2. And they now take a 2-0 set lead going in to the 3rd set. Tigers hoping to make it the 3rd and final, but we will wait and see. We'll be back after a Hones Auto Body and Glass set break here on WCMP.
Hi, Rob. Hey, why have you been so happy lately? It's because I no longer pay for hot water. What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water? Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water. Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace? Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Are you tired of long commutes to the Twin Cities to work in the HVAC field? Dale's Heating and Appliance in Pine City is now hiring full-time installation and service technicians to join their growing team. Dale's Heating and Appliance is an established Lennox Premier dealer looking to expand their business. Benefits include competitive wages, health insurance, paid vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and more. Submit your resume to daleshvac@yahoo.com or visit Dale's Heating and Appliance in downtown Pine City today.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Back on this Hones Auto Body and Glass set break here. Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora is ICAR and ASE certified, and they are recommended by insurance companies. Had an accident? Let Hones Auto Body and Glass fix you up. So the Tigers lead 2-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team over there wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. Custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. So 2-0, but that second set was a battle through and through. Even though the Tigers got off to a really hot start there in the set, Crosby-Ironton battled back and took the lead for a few points, but then it was Rush City. And they never gave the lead back, even though Crosby tied it up at set point 24 and then again at 25. But then it was Rush City winning the next 2 points to win the set 27-25. So the Tigers, again, really good start, but it was about finishing there. And I think if that happens again this set, they'll definitely be a little bit better prepared. I think they just got into their own heads again. Watching that last set, it looked like there were a few mistakes that just kind of honestly shouldn't have happened and a few miscommunications. And I think they just kind of got in their own heads a little bit. And I mentioned they were just thinking too much at that point. And when you're thinking, that leads to mistakes. Thinking too much, that is. When you're thinking too much, that leads to mistakes. And I just thought that's kind of what happened. But seeing at the end, they were starting to get a little bit of momentum back. They started to kind of feel themselves again and were able to play without having to think about it and just play volleyball. Starting to serve for the Tigers is Shania Anderson for set number 3. She has an ace, as does T-Lander, and Abby T-Lander has 2 of them as well for as a team. Serve is over, and it's dug up on the back line by Crosby. They'll set it up right at the middle of the net. They'll tap it over. Dug up by Ellie T-Lander. Anderson is there. Abby T-Lander will look for the first kill of the set, and she does so, making it 1-0. 1-0 is the score. Anderson will serve again. It was a 4-1 start for the Tigers last set. He's had a really good start. Anderson, this one is going to get into the divider, and it's going to be an ace. Another ace here for Anderson. Off the dig, it went right into the divider for this gymnasium. That obviously divides it into 2. And it's an ace for Anderson. That one off the fingertips, and another ace for Anderson. It was kind of a late decision by Vignieri to get the dig, and it was the wrong decision, and it winds up being an ace for Shania Anderson. Anderson the serve again. It's over. Clean dig this time by Lewandowski on this near side through the block, and Hatchie with the kill. And now serving for the Rangers, Armbrust. And the serve is over, dug up by Abby T-Lander. Anderson and T-Lander, we got a whistle. I think this is going to go against the Tigers. No, it's going to go against Crosby. Not quite sure what the call was there. Either way, the Tigers get the point 4-1. Abby T-Lander will serve. Here's the serve. It is over and dug up there by Bordage. Now gets across the net, and Hines looking for the kill, but just reaching back enough as Vignieri, and then hitting it over. Ellie T-Lander is there for the dig. That is Neeson with the kill. Neeson with the kill. Neeson also got that dig, and I apologize saying the wrong name. Not that, Hines couldn't have done it, but it is Neeson out on the court right now. Serve here by Abby T-Lander. Dug up pretty cleanly, I might add, by Hatchie. They'll tap it over. Ellie T-Lander there. Anderson. And set for Neeson. Dug up. Push back across the net. Downed by Ellie T-Lander. Good recognition by Ellie T-Lander to realize, hey, this one's coming over, and all I need to do, just tap it over. Don't know what that sound was. Not the sound I meant to make. More of a, that's not it either. I'm going to stop. Automata PI. Meanwhile, the surface over dug up on the back line by Vignieri. Through a block. Anderson's there. Kept alive for a moment by Neeson, but it winds up getting down. Oh, man. What a play by both Anderson and Neeson just to keep that alive for a moment or two. And the serve. Dug up by Zeltinger on the back line. Anderson sets, and Wiener into the net, and that makes it 6-3. And Paige Wiener immediately looks to Coach T-Lander and says, hey, I hit that one like this. How do I hit it when it's like that? T-Lander says, hey, this is how you do it. Zeltinger with the dig off the serve, and Abby T-Lander looks for the kill, just able to dig it up his Armbrust and hitting it back over. But Zeltinger is right there for the dig. On the far side, Ellie T-Lander. It gets down. Ellie T-Lander, another kill. Between the T-Landers, they are having a evening. 11 kills or more for T-Lander and about 8 or 9 for Ellie. She's creeping up on double digits. Zeltinger with the serve. Hatchie with the dig for Crosby-Ironton, and they bump it over. Abby Thielander with the dig. Anderson to Heinz. Late decision, and it does get, man, she went up for that one and hung and hung and hung in the air, and right before she came down fully, she tapped it over on that far sideline just in play. What a great job there by Heinz to get that one in. This one is served over by Zeltinger, dug up by Vignieri, and Crosby will hit it across. A low dig there for Ellie Thielander. Neeson sets. Abby Thielander looks for a kill. Off the net, it goes backwards for a kill. Abby Thielander with the kill makes it 9-3. Sometimes you just need the net to be a friend, and it was there. Timeout called here by Crosby, and while they take one, we will as well. Back after 30 seconds on WCMP.
Traditions are passed down, and we learn what is important. The value of $1, the importance of family, the ability to do a job yourself. Central Boiler designed the Classic Edge with these same values in mind. The Classic Edge Outdoor Wood Furnace from Central Boiler. A perfect combination of value and performance.
Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on Anthem Country WCMP. Want to thank all of our loyal listeners for tuning into this one. And I especially want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do, whether it be fall, winter, spring, or summer. We thank them. And it is because of them that we not only get to be out here, but we get to bring you these games for free, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You will never have to pay when you're tuning into WCMP or KBEK for us bringing you local sports. It will always be free thanks to our fine sponsors. 9-3, here's the serve from Zeltinger. It's going to float a little bit, but dug up on the back line by Vignieri. And then, what a great effort there by Bordage just to get that one back into play. And then Heinz gets that one off a block. Ellie Thielander will look to deliver off the block, and it gets down. Another kill for Ellie Thielander. Ellie Thielander, another kill. 9 kills now in the evening. And the Zeltinger serve on that far sideline, pushed forward and then kept alive and hit back over. Zeltinger with the dig. Anderson sets. Neeson with the kill. Neeson with 6 kills on the evening. And here's the serve from Zeltinger. This is going to be an ace as that pushes it into the Crosby bench. An ace for Zeltinger. And the serve goes into the net. 12-4. And back to serve Veronica Millsop for Crosby-Ironton. Here's the serve. It's over. Dug up by Thielander. That's Abby. Anderson sets for Ellie. Ellie nearly with the kill. Millsop is there, though. It gets back over on the dig. Dug up by Neeson now. Pushed over by Heinz, but dug up by Armbrust. This one going to be bumped over, and on the back line, Abby Thielander has to get it. Anderson sets for Ellie Thielander off a block. Diving dig to keep it alive. Ellie Thielander back across. Dug up by Crosby. They'll look to get it over again. Abby Thielander diving dig. Anderson sets. Ellie Thielander at a bad angle, but she still gets it over. Dug up by Crosby, now at the front of the net. Blocked at the net by Neeson and Heinz, and now again blocked at the net by Ellie Thielander, and it goes out of bounds. What a couple of blocks there by Rush City. My goodness. Antonsen in for Anderson, and back to serve is Clara Neeson. Here's the serve from Neeson. Dug up on the back line by Millsop. And it is going to go out of bounds on the... The set kind of pushed it out of bounds, but then the bump over attempt pushed it into the net. 14-4. Neeson with the serve into the net. Makes it 14-5. Back serving, Kirsten Nixon. And this just does get over. Neeson is there on the dig. Antonsen sets. Neeson from about 10 feet away hits this one over. And dug up and tapped over, but there's Ellie Thielander. Antonsen sets for Heinz. Nice tap over and getting help a little bit from the net as it touched the net and went over. Crosby had to dive after because it changed its trajectory. And then they get it down. Another kill there for Heinz. And it's Ellie Thielander back to serve. Ellie Thielander, it's over, dug up by Millsop. On this near side, they'll hit it over and in. Not quite sure what Zeltinger was thinking. Maybe she thought that Ellie was a little bit closer behind her. That might have been the case, because she decided to try and let that one go. Unfortunately for her, it winds up staying in play, and it gets down for a Crosby point, 15-6. Here's the serve. It's over, dug up by Neeson on the back line. Antonsen will set. Abby Thielander through the block, but it's blocked and stays on the Tiger side, and now Abby Thielander hits it into the net. 15-7. And serving will be Lucy Lewandowski. Lewandowski's serve is over. Ellie Thielander with the dig. Antonsen sets for Abby on the far side. Dug up and pushed back over to the Tiger side. Dug up by Heinz. Set and hit over by Zeltinger. Good awareness by Zeltinger, realizing that set didn't go the way they wanted. Pushed over, and good spot for that one. Just out of reach for Neeson on the back line. And Zeltinger talking to Coach Thielander, asking, hey, should I have been back there? Should I have been up here? Love the fact that these young ladies are not afraid to ask questions. Not that any player is, but I feel like sometimes they might be a little hesitant to ask. Meanwhile, Abby Thielander with the dig off the serve. She wants one back, and she's going to get it there with that kill. Abby Thielander over double digits. That her, 13th kill? Yeah, 13 kills on the night now for Abby Thielander, and Kendra Heinz will serve. Serve is over. It pushes it back off the dig by Nixon, and they'll bump it back over. Dug up by Paige Wiener to Antonsen, and Wiener will put it over on the bump. And now Crosby looks for the kill. Neeson. I think Neeson was again trying to get out of the way of that one because, again, it looked like the way it was hit might have been going long. I couldn't quite tell if she was spinning to try and take a little bit off that hit or if she was spinning to try and get out of the way. Either way, it will get down for a point for Crosby. Good effort, though, by Neeson either way. And a serve. It's over. Late dig by Neeson. Nonetheless, gets it Antonsen for Abby Thielander, and just too tough of an angle. Too tough an angle there for Abby Thielander, as she was almost at the net, and plus she was almost at the referee's ladder. Just too tough on that angle to try and get it over. Vigneri will serve. It's over. Dug up on the back line by Neeson. Antonsen will set, and Ellie Thielander gets it over, and somehow Crosby-Ironton keeps it alive. Ellie Thielander digs it up, but Abby Thielander comes back and absolutely destroys that ball. Wow. You might want to get a new ball in play. Just saying. Anderson in for Antonsen, and Anderson will go back to serve. You might want to check the PSI on that ball. I don't think it's at where it should be. Off the net, it's going to be an ace for Anderson. You can't teach it. Anderson now with 4 aces on the evening. And a timeout called here by Crosby-Ironton. We'll be back in 30 seconds on WCMP.
A jewelry store. Nada.
Then it's a thrift store?
Nada. A pawn shop. Nada. Another Man's Treasure is not a lot of things. What it is a place to find gently used power tools, hand tools, tires, fishing and hunting gear, motocross gear, and a ton of other cool stuff. Stop by and sell your gently used items, or buy something at a fraction of the price of buying it new. Another Man's Treasure in Becker, Princeton, East Bethel, Rice Lake, Wisconsin, or North Branch. Or visit Another Man's Treasure on Facebook and see what came in today.
Back here on WCMP on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, the Tigers lead 18-10. Embrace Orthodontics will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. 18-10, Tigers with the lead. Shania Anderson will serve. Waiting, and Anderson just needs, there we go. Getting the ball in. And Anderson, serve is over. Dug up on the back line by Bordage. On this near side, they'll hit it into a block, and it's down! Clara Neeson with the block. Anderson will serve again. It's over on the back line, dug up again by Bordage. And they will hit it long. Long hit by Millsop makes it 20-10. And Anderson a serve on that far sideline, but it's dug up on the back line by Vigneri, and it gets down to make it 21-10. Is that it? I don't think that counts as an ace because it was hit twice. I think it's only one hit makes it count as an ace. So 21-10, and again, just getting over the net, pushing it back is Nixon on the dig and bumping it into the net. They bump it into the net, 22-10. No more timeouts left for Crosby-Ironton. Anderson, the serve. It's going to be an ace for Anderson, 23-10. 5 aces here this evening for Shania Anderson. And the serve. She'll go the opposite side, dug up. And on the near side, they bump it over. Zeltinger is there. Anderson will set. And it's going to be Neeson through the block. Neeson feeling it. Match point. Seven kills now for Neeson. Anderson match point. Here's the serve. To the back line, dug up by Crosby. They'll set it up at the net, pushed down by Neeson, back across. Wiener looking for the kill, but it's dug up by Crosby. They have to get it over, and they do. Dug up by Neeson. Anderson will set. Here is Neeson just getting the dig over. A little bit of miscommunication, but Crosby has it now. They'll look for the kill. Back over, off the block, and Crosby stays alive. It will be match point for the Tigers for the next 13 if Crosby can do it. But Rush in a good spot here, up by 13 points. They have match point, and one more will send them back to the 4th in a row section championship. Serve, over. Dug up by T-Lander on the back line, that's Ellie. Abby looks to make it over. It is blocked and dug up by Crosby. Out of bounds, they'll get it back over. Into the net, and that ends it. I hate to see a game end with a hit into the net. That is just so unfortunate. That is one of the toughest ways to end a match. Feel bad, really do. And I'm sure everyone would like to see it end a little bit more competitively. You feel for that young lady, for Crosby. But for Rush City, they are winning 3-0 and headed back to the section championship for the 4th year in a row. We'll take commercial break. We'll be back. We'll recap this one and hopefully get a Pine Insurance Player of the Game interview after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service? A celebration of life in a chapel? Maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Metvin Funeral and Cremation Services has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decision now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Metvin Funeral Home in Mora, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at metvinfuneralhome.com.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Guy Fieri's Flavor Town is now available at your Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City. You know, Guy Fieri of Food Network fame is rolling out some of his favorites like the mac and cheese burger, sweet heat chicken and waffle, jalapeno potato nuggets, and candy chaos cookies. And you can only get these at your local Freeway Holiday Station store. Flavor Town is rolling out now. Guy Fieri's new Flavor Town at the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City. 'Cause you gotta stop somewhere.
Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch invite you to check out their 2 full lots of quality used vehicles. They've got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics in North Branch are going to put you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit rushcityauto.com to view up-to-date inventory. Rush City Auto and Standard Auto and Classics. Quality used vehicles, rushcityauto.com.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit Kettle River Pizza fundraising on Facebook to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today. That's great tasting pizza.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Well, the Tigers get the victory here, 3-0 over Crosby-Ironton, winning the first set 25-20, the second 27-25, and the third, their most dominant set, 25-11. Their most dominant set was nearly the second, but Crosby-Ironton fought back and tied it up, and they went into extra. But, man, oh, man, Rush City knew it was almost like a shark. They could smell that blood in the water, and they came out here in this third set and absolutely dominated, taking it 3-0 over Crosby-Ironton, punching their ticket back to the section championship. They will play right back here at Hermantown High School for the section championship on Saturday at 4 p.m., and you can bet, yes, we will be your home for that game on Saturday afternoon. We will be back up here for that one. That should be a fantastic matchup between those two squads as the Tigers get the victory here tonight, 3-0. We will hope that we get a player of the game. Hopefully we'll get a young lady, but obviously they got to get going. They got to get back to school for tomorrow morning. So I totally understand if we are not able to get a Pine Insurance player of the game here this evening because of the fact, well, they simply got to get they have to get going because, well, they got school in the morning, and they're an hour and a half away from here. So, yeah, they've got a bit of a trip back down to Rush City, but they can make it all worth it on Saturday, even though they did really make it worth it here tonight. I think that's a bad way to put it, and I apologize. I didn't mean to put it that way, but they really did a good job here tonight. I felt like that first set, both teams were kind of feeling each other out. Rush City did its job. Then in the second set, it was Rush City again coming out firing, and I mean they came out firing, and then they came back, did Crosby-Ironton, and made it a game, and they battled back. They fought hard. They did what they need to do after, Rush City nearly led by 10, and then Crosby came back and fought and eventually took the lead, albeit for only a few points. Rush City came back and tied it up again, but then it was back and forth, and we went into extra points until the 25th, where Rush City was able to take the next two and win it 27-25. And then here in the third again, it was just the Tigers kind of smelt blood in the water, and they delivered on that. They got out to a hot start, just continued on that start, and put it to Crosby, winning it 3-0. They get the victory, and they get some revenge over Crosby-Ironton here this evening. That will be sweet for them. I wasn't sure quite what I was trying to say, but that is extremely sweet for this team to be able to get some revenge over Crosby-Ironton. And now they will head to Saturday, where they will get to play ESCO for a chance to get back to the state tournament. This team is young. No seniors, 3 juniors. Let's see, let's count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sophomores and 2 freshmen make up this roster for Rush City. It has been an incredible, fun run, and it all comes down to Saturday when they get to play against Esco right back here at Hermantown for the section championship. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give ourselves one more commercial break and hope that the Tigers aren't too busy for a player of the game interview. If they are, that'll be okay. We'll still come back one more time, recap, and then get you out of here. So we'll take another commercial break. Then when we come back, we'll still kind of recap this one, let you know what's coming up for us tomorrow and Friday, and then we'll get on out of here. But we'll be back after one more commercial break.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in here this evening as the Tigers get the victory over the Crosby-Ironton Rangers 3-0, winning the first set 25-20, the second 27-25, and then the third 25-11. It was a fantastic game here for the Tigers, and they will head to Saturday's section championship match where they will play against Esco for the chance to go to the state tournament. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. I appreciate it, all of our loyal listeners for tuning in here tonight. I understand and realize that, well, it's not for me, it's for these players, but still, with you tuning in, you continue to give me a job to do, and I can't say thank you enough, because if it weren't for your listenership, I would not be told that I can come back out and call any more games. So I appreciate you all for tuning in each and every time that we have, whether it be volleyball, football, doesn't matter. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring not only this, but every other broadcast that we do, whether it be fall, winter, spring, summer. It is because of them that we are able to be out here and bring you these games for free. We appreciate you, our fine sponsors. Also, a huge shout out to Hermantown for allowing us to be here again, and to the region secretaries as well. We appreciate you, so thank you so much for allowing us to be here. It is much, much appreciated, and we thank you so much. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we will be back here at Hermantown as Princeton will take on Grand Rapids in their Section 7 3A championship match for the chance to go to state. Then on Friday, we'll be out at St. Cloud Tech. Foley will take on Annandale in their section championship. And then Saturday, we'll be right back here at Hermantown as Rush City will play Esco for the chance to go to state. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness can truly make their day. It costs nothing to be free. And remember, you'd be surprised at what you can do to make someone's day that much better. The final again, the Tigers beat the Rangers 3-0 and advanced to the section championship. For WCMP Anthem Country, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, stay tuned to our websites, our YouTube, all of our social medias. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe to be up to date on the latest with local sports and the morning show on 100.9 FM with Josh Ramir on at 7:30 or 7:45 and 8:45 for all things local sports. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go. Take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City. That concludes our broadcast from WCMP Sports, a Q Media Group radio station, and brought to you in part by local advertisers. For high school sports schedules, scores, and interviews, visit WCMPradio.com. Catch more local live action all season long, right here on this local radio station. Also available via the WCMP mobile app, available for free download in the App Store, and multiple Q Media Group YouTube streams. Thank you for joining us. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. WCMP is 100.9 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1350 AM. Licensed out of Pine City.